Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There's a brand new article from Daily Hodl that covers something that I touched on yesterday. It's the idea of triggering, effectively the way they word it anyway, a new bull cycle due to a supply squeeze specifically of Bitcoin. And we do need this to happen in order for XRP to ultimately be launched into the stratosphere. So I want to talk about that. I've also got opinions from a few different chart analysts on various crypto related things. And I want to talk at least just a little tiny bit about inflation, which arguably is cryptocurrency's best friend, or at least a good friend. So plenty to talk about here in this latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. But before going any further, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos all up on the internets, but just as a fun hobby. That's all that's going on here, damn it. And if you don't like it, well, you can just get out. Now, as I record this, XRP is at $1.10. Bitcoin is at just a hair over $48,000. Market cap for the asset class over 2.2 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance at 40.72%. And so over the last 24 hours, mostly trading sideways. There's a fair bit of red. There's a little bit of green on the screen as I scroll through the top 50 coins, and the whole market moves together so you can kind of get a feel for it. It doesn't really necessarily indicate anything. Just accumulation. But how are the human lemmings feeling out there? I bet you've been wondering that. Well, I've got the answer for you on your screen right now. Is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index reporting how those human lemming speculators out there are feeling today. What's happening right this second? It's going to make me feel things, and then I'm probably going to act on those things because I'm a lemming. That's exactly what's going on here. It's not desirable to be a lemming, all right? You can progress from lemming to not lemming. That's a thing. You can achieve that. But right now, the lemmings are not feeling greedy, not feeling fearful. They're just kind of, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index currently at 48 out of 100. So heading in the wrong direction. Yesterday was at 53 out of 100, which was still neutral. Last week they were in fear at 46 out of 100, and last month they were in greed at 73 out of 100. And so again, I want to keep illustrating this because how everybody listening to this video feels actually matters, because it's the biggest hurdle to accumulating wealth, whether you're investing in the stock market or crypto or whatever. And it's really arguably even more important in crypto because the asset class is the most volatile asset class on the planet. So there's a lot more room for emotions to creep in based on what's happening here, and you got to get that stuff in check, or else you're just going to be making emotional based financial decisions rather than logic and data based decisions, and that's not really a good idea. But look at this. What was happening yesterday, what was happening today, last week, last month, it's just all over the place. Whatever's happening in the moment, I'm going to feel emotions about that, and I feel like it's going to go in that direction forever. So I'm either frequently euphoric, or I'm scared out of my mind and I'm panic selling. That's not a way to live. That's why for me, the best method to accumulating truly life-changing wealth is simply buy and then do nothing. You just hold. Like, that's what I do anyway. You do whatever you want. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold. You do whatever you want. For me, this has been working. It's been my plan for years. I jumped into crypto November 2017. It's been almost 4 years. And now what I've been investing, most of it, vast majority, I accumulated during the bear market. Now it's worth a metric F word ton. And that was my plan. Just wait. What do you know? Take a look at this headline from the Daily Hodl. Looming Bitcoin supply squeeze could trigger new bull cycle, according to crypto analytics firm Glassnode. Now, to be clear, I wouldn't have worded the headline quite like that necessarily. I get what they're saying. Maybe it's fair enough. The market is bullish. Like, we're in the same market cycle, but I think what they're getting at, so maybe it's fair, is that there's the next portion of this bull cycle. Fair enough. I got the cut of their jib. Maybe I'm parsing the words too much. Anyway, certain Bitcoin ownership metrics indicate that Bitcoin could be teeing up for a bullish market cycle, according to the blockchain analytics platform Glassnode. And this is exactly what I was talking about just yesterday. It's getting a little bit more detailed, though, because this is exciting what is happening. Listen to the data. Because it helps me to get a handle on what is reasonable to expect will unfold here for the remainder of this year and early next year in particular. Glassnode notes that long-term Bitcoin holders or LTHs for short, have accumulated 79.5% of all Bitcoin, which is equivalent to the rate achieved last October before the bull market kicked off. Long-term Bitcoin holders on average held Bitcoin for more than 155 days. And the firm explained the following. Here's a quote. On an absolute coin volume basis, LTHs currently own the most coins in history, hitting 12.97 million Bitcoin this week. Peaks in long-term Bitcoin holder-owned supply typically correlate with late-stage bear markets, which are historically followed by a supply squeeze and initiation of cyclical bull runs. Bam. Exactly. So this is what history shows us. This is data. This is important. This is worth knowing. Look at the chart that they shared right here. And they indicate right here, so if you're looking on the screen where this little green dotted line is, accumulation in bear markets creates eventual supply squeezes. Think about that. It's just data, folks. What they're saying here, in the most simple terms possible, is that people were purchasing the fear from scared people, which is to say people that were fearful about the direction of Bitcoin, they just wanted out. People that weren't fearful bought that Bitcoin from them. And wouldn't you know it, now there's less Bitcoin on exchanges and more people are coming in. This eventually creates a supply squeeze. There's not enough Bitcoin for everyone, not at these prices, and then the price goes up. That's exactly what happens here. And all these emotions going on the whole time in the background with the human lemmings doing what they're doing. It's silly ass stuff, but that's what's going on. And so then you see this. And so do you think this is going to happen again like it always has, or it's not? Because if you look at the data, it would indicate that we are going to see some serious fireworks. This is a metric that is worth tracking. So Bitcoin will lead the market. It's going to enter, first it'll hit its all-time high. So it'll have a new all-time high. And then it will enter a new realm of price discovery. That's what I'm anticipating. And then you will see at some point in the future, I firmly believe, that XRP is also going to rocket up. It's going to hit its all-time high. And then it's going to enter a new realm of price discovery. Because you understand, too, with XRP, and there's been a crazy number of people flowing in, purchasing XRP for years and years and years. You understand that the same concepts of supply and demand apply to XRP also. So even if it lags behind Bitcoin because Bitcoin leads the market and XRP doesn't in 2021, isn't that worth knowing? Yes. Clearly the answer is yes. That's why for all these people that are fearful out there, I'm just sitting here like, I'm not. I'm not. I haven't sold a single XRP in my entire life. And oh no, I'm gonna be unloading them by the boatload as soon as I'm sufficiently enticed by the price action. But I haven't, because I haven't been sufficiently enticed. The price is too low right now. As the price goes down, it doesn't make me want to sell more like it does for the human lemmings. I just don't respond that way. But damn, there's going to be so much opportunity here. This is truly exciting here. We're right before the next leg up, which is why, like I mentioned this in a video too a few days ago. It's worth saying it again. Just this one sentence here. The people that are savvy are either fully positioned or they're in the final stages of getting their crypto house in order, including XRP and any crypto out there that they want, because you're not going to see the prices that you see now. You're not going to see them again for a while, if ever, because this bubble's inflating. You're going to see massive surges, and then there's going to be a massive pullback at some point, I believe, over 80 or 90% down. So some of them you may see some of these prices again, but if the goal is to sell on the way up as the bubble inflates, and that is my personal goal, well, then I don't care what happens on the other side of that hill. I just, on the other side of the bubble, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm anticipating it's going to go down, and then I'll just buy more after it looks like the market's more or less bottomed out. I'll just start dollar cost averaging in, and I'm going to do it all over again. And it'll be another several year process probably, and it's going to be a blasty blast. That's what I'm going to do. And I will keep running this YouTube channel, and it's fun. Like, as fun as the bull markets are, I'm telling you, like, the bear markets, they are fun too. If you're not one of these scared human lemmings, and you don't have to be, if you just accumulate data and then don't let price volatility emotionally affect you, because it doesn't make logical sense to let it do that, like, it's a blast in the bear market. Dollar cost averaging in, even so I don't understand, like, if you're buying at a bear market, you buy, and then your crypto, it's probably going to be worth less, but then, you buy more, and then it's going to be worth less because you don't know where the bottom is. And so, like, that's actually fun if you know what the hell you're doing, and you're and you're not going to be like a human lemming. Oh my god, I went down. What if that cave's going down? Well, if it keeps going down, then that represents opportunity. Do you think a supply squeeze is going to happen again in the future? Yes or no? And so it's like it's not worth feeling these silly ass things. Here's a couple things from Plan B, who has now, look at this analyst, 801,000 followers. And so he's the one that applied the stock to flow model to Bitcoin. And so that's what he's famous for. Here's a tweet from June 20th. And I actually don't really need to read the whole thing, but he's basically saying where he expects Bitcoin price action to go. And for September, he said 43,000. And we obviously broke through that, so that's good. So, and he signaled, he didn't say it would top at 43,000. He said greater than 43,000 for October, 63,000 November, 98,000 December, 135,000. So we'll see if he's right, because I will say this: I'm not 100% confident. I'm really not that confident that the stock to flow model's going to play out perfectly forever. I don't. For a number of reasons, it doesn't sufficiently factor in demand, and that's not the purpose of it, you know. But that's kind of important to look at here. So I only put so much weight in, but even saying that, I still acknowledge, yes, from inception, the inception of Bitcoin, it has followed the stock to flow model to a T, and I do acknowledge that. But so if it continues, though, I think that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why it's exciting. You're looking at it, if Plan B is right, $135,000 Bitcoin in December. And so, yeah, I get it. You know, you're talking about, what, a little more than a twofold increase, 2.5-fold increase, maybe? It's like nothing. It's like, why is anyone buying Bitcoin? Well, people don't, I think a lot of people that just don't know what the hell they're doing. Or maybe they do. Well, maybe knowledgeable traders. I shouldn't say that. But in terms of, like, where's the real opportunity right now, it's in altcoins, you know? So, no thanks. Like, I hold Bitcoin, and I like Bitcoin, but despite how heavily I critique it, but no, it's not where the hot action's going to be. And take a look at this. So as that's potentially coming our way towards the end of the year, and I think XRP is going to follow, what else is happening in the world? Well, there's this tweet from Zero Hedge, who wrote, in the latest crushing blow to the transitory bros, container rates hit fresh all-time highs, ensuring soaring prices just in time for holiday shopping. Well, how about that? What do you think? Leading to inflation, perhaps? Because this narrative, like whether factually it makes sense or doesn't, that's an interesting concept on its own. But it does result in people behaving in a certain way. When there's inflation fears, I do think that a certain segment of people are going to be more likely to purchase crypto. And so my fellow XRP YouTuber, the Blockchain Backer, retweeted that from Zero Hedge and wrote, "Yep, inflation will be the talk of the town for the rest of the year." And it's a real thing, and it is indeed here. And we'll just, but you know, look, it's not like I want inflation, but it is good for crypto, right? If anything, at a minimum, as a narrative, I'd rather not have inflation, but it shouldn't, it won't. I can't imagine it hurting crypto. It should help it. Brief update here on HBAR. Because I know that a lot of people out there listening within the XRP community also happen to hold HBAR, and I wanted to compare a couple things about it to XRP and how it performed price-wise last market cycle. This is interesting stuff. And so I mentioned yesterday that there was some news that was going to be dropping, and it did drop, and it didn't really affect price. I mean, yeah, HBAR went down a little bit, but it wasn't in response to the price because it didn't move immediately. If the market were going to react to something positive or negative, it would happen immediately. I mean, we're in the age of the internet here, so yeah. There wouldn't be some sort of weird delay. So, but yeah, so the price of HBAR kind of trended down over the, not a big deal. It just, you know, recently blasted through its all-time high. It's in price discovery, so it's normal stuff. But check this out. Here's the headline from PR Newswire. Hedera Governing Council to allocate $5 billion in HBAR to independent foundation and ecosystem development initiatives. And so this kind of reminded me of what's being done with Ripple and XRP. And I understand that structurally, like it's set up differently, because they're talking about setting up an independent foundation that would have the money. But and in Ripple's case, yeah, they just have a ton of XRP. But if you look at the way that it's being dispersed and the reasons for it, Ripple launched their Spring initiative some years ago, which was just designed to help boost adoption of crypto and XRP specifically. A little less than a year ago, it was rebranded to Ripple X, and I think they changed the focus a little bit. I think it's more developer-oriented now, which is fine. But it's all about building out the XRP ecosystem. And so Hedera here sees value in that. And so what they're doing is they're allocating $5 billion in HBAR. So at today's prices, that's what they actually say here, 10.7 billion HBAR aside for adoption over a 10-year period, I believe is what it said within the article. And so let's compare this to XRP, because in terms of price action, this is actually quite fascinating. So understand that the market cap of XRP is derived by calculating or taking the circulating supply and multiplying it times the current market price. So the circulating supply of XRP today is 46 billion. I'm just rounding the number here. And the market price is $1.10. So you multiply that, and you get a market cap for XRP of $51.4 billion. Now, last market cycle, when XRP ran up to almost $4, the circulating supply was much lower. And I can't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head, but it may have been 36 or 38 billion XRP. So more's been getting into circulation. It's been several years, so that shouldn't be terribly surprising. And it's good to see it getting out into the wild. And what about HBAR? This is why this is fascinating. Again, mind you, it just hit a new all-time high the other day of 56.9 cents, right? And it's currently at 45 cents. But if you look at the total supply and the circulating supply, it's 9.6 billion, and it already hit the other day almost 57 cents with just 9.6 billion. And so you got to kind of wonder, because there are a lot of people in the XRP community actually that think that this is going to be a top 10 cryptocurrency. And you got to wonder if they're right, because if they are, my gosh. Because you understand how this works. So you're talking about supply and demand dynamics. So the point is, HBAR already hit almost 57 cents, but there's not that much on the market. Do you see what I'm getting at here? There's much more XRP available and not as much HBAR available, yet HBAR already almost half the price of XRP, and there's way less of it. And so you got to wonder, when this thing runs and there's not that much of it, what is it going to do? Which is why if Credible Crypto, his most recent analysis says that he thinks conservatively it's going to hit $3 to $5, but in all likelihood, what he really thinks is it's going to go much higher than that. And there's one financial analyst within the XRP community that comes to mind that I highlight on the channel from time to time, and he thinks potentially this market cycle of the thing could go as high as $16. So I don't know, if that's actually going to happen. I don't pretend to know. I don't make price predictions. But it is fascinating to see with how little HBAR there is compared to XRP, and how high XRP already ran last market cycle, and how many more people are into XRP and crypto this market cycle, because I think XRP is going to go freaking bonkers here. And it is traded on more exchanges than HBAR, so that's a factor as well, but still, it's interesting. So we'll see. I don't know what's going to come of it, but I just feel like this is one of those cryptocurrencies that probably not enough people are paying attention to here. And so then somebody else asked Credible Crypto, somebody named N. Parker, I've got all my eggs in the XRP basket. Are you telling me I backed the wrong horse? And Credible Crypto wrote, multiple horses will win this race, smiley face. I've placed my bets on a few. Yeah, and so I've done the same. I hold roughly 24 cryptocurrencies, and well, as far as if you say all your eggs in one basket, do you literally mean that you only own one cryptocurrency? Because I think that almost no humans only own one cryptocurrency. But if you literally mean that, I think XRP is going to do well. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold, but yeah, I think it's going to perform fantastically. It was the best performing cryptocurrency in all of 2017, and I won't be surprised if we have more face-melting action that surprises all of the haters out there. It won't surprise me. I'm expecting it to happen. It would be weird to me if it didn't happen here. But no, it's not. I don't think that that's a horse that shouldn't be backed. But yeah, I think every crypto is going to pop. The whole market moves in tandem here. And here's a tweet from chart analyst Michael Vandepop, who shared the following with his 408,000 followers. I don't think you should worry about the market consolidating here. Quite healthy. Altcoins still rocking. Great months to come in crypto. Exactly. And so if you are a human lemming out there, consider evolving from lemming to just human. Right? I don't know. I'm just having a little. Like, I actually am sympathetic to the people that are feeling this. I'm just having a little fun with the way that I'm wording this stuff here. I get it. But my point is that you can evolve to a point where you don't let the emotions get to you. And I don't know how people operate in crypto without evolving to that point. Like, if you're going to be in crypto for the long haul, like, how could you not evolve to that point? So it doesn't mean that you have all the right answers in terms of what, buying and selling and holding. That's a different, whole different conversation. But damn, like, trying to figure that out on top of managing one's emotions, no thanks. No, absolutely not. So anyway, I'm excited for what's going to happen. I think XRP is going to go bonkers either later this year or early next year. We're finally getting there. And it's going to be so much fun. It's just going to be a complete blast. I think that there's so many people listening right now that are going to experience life-changing wealth. That would be my expectation. And well-deserved for everybody that's held on this long. I would say well-deserved. It takes a lot of understanding of the market, self-control, and planning, and it just patience, just straight up patience, which not enough people have out there. That's very clear. I'll go ahead and wrap up here, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.